Dawson Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review for the Playskool Heroes Red Ranger and TRex Zord. No, it's called the Tyrannosaur if you're a true Dino Thunder fan. So this is kind of interesting in the fact that I had previously talked about that they've taken some interesting directions with the Playskool stuff in terms of combining and mixing things around a little bit. We didn't see that so much with Lunar Wolf, but there is a bit of that in here. Not in the way that you would expect, but I'll get to that in a second. Let's take a look at the little figure that you get with it first. Obviously, Red Dino Thunder, you know, same style as Lunar Wolf. He honestly doesn't look that great. I mean, I don't mind the style in terms of like collectible figures, but I feel that the helmet is severely lacking. Like, again, I know this is obviously the Playskool Heroes line. You're not coming here to get some sort of collector's grade paint, but I just think it looks a little bit cheap up here, you know, even I think for anybody seeing it on the shelf. And all you need is like maybe a couple little bits here, the lining around the helmet or something, because honestly the rest looks fine. I mean, it's not the most, you know, accurate details here, but like from the helmet down, everything looks fine. It just, you know, fix the helmet up a little bit, because it kind of looks like, honestly, the knockoff version of what these are, because these usually, a lot of them don't look that bad. But yeah, you do have some articulation on these, which I mentioned in Lunar Wolf, which is kind of nice. You got up and down movement here around, which is, you know, surprising. You have those legs that kind of move together, so you can't really get him in any other poses with his legs besides standing and sitting. You do have head articulation, though. You can move it up and down and around, which is nice. So at least there's a little bit of variety to these rather than it just being a stationary figure. As for the T-Rex himself, like, he looks pretty much like Dino Thunder T-Rex, right? The same colors and designs. There's nothing really too huge about him that's that different, except his tail is a regular tail. I mean, it looks, you know, very similar to the way it looks in the show, because you have like the spikes there, but it's very, at least you'll see what I mean why I'm thinking very clearly it's a regular tail in comparison. It's a little bit shorter. I almost feel like they combined T-Rex's core design with that of a raptor. But, you know, before we get to his gimmick, which is huge and in-depth, I think this looks pretty solid, honestly. It still has a little bit of that cheap feel to it compared to Imaginext. Like, that's what I said in Lunar Wolves, but for some reason I think this guy looks a little bit better than Lunar Wolves. Like, I think he's got a lot more distinct paint details, and I appreciate that the silver and gold actually kind of have a sparkle shine to them, and I don't know why, but I kind of dig the lightning bolt being on top here. I actually kind of wish it was accentuated. But as far as his gimmick, you got a couple things going on. So you press this, and that opens up to reveal a drill in his mouth, right there. That's what's happening. And then you press the tail here, and it spins. This is interesting because if you're a fan of Dino Thunder Power Ranger, you know that one of the whole core gimmicks was that these T-Rex Zord, or the Tyrannosaur in that, its tail was the drill, that it could utilize both when it was in, you know, regular Zord mode, and in Megazord mode, it was their finisher weapon. So they basically got rid of the drill idea from the tail, which was already set up, and they put it in his mouth, which, I'll be honest, part of me thinks, oh, that's kind of neat. Like, setting aside not knowing that this was supposed to be a drill, that's actually kind of cool looking, but it's just kind of funny and also interesting that you use the tail to activate it, given that it's supposed to be the drill in the first place. And as always, you can have your little ranger riding in here, so that adds seconds more fun where you're like, look at this, now he's riding in there, and he falls out. Take two. He's riding in there, and the drill works. That sounded, nope. But yeah, I mean, overall, this is a line definitely most suited for kids. I think collectors will like maybe a couple of the things in here, like I mentioned in the previous review. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on that hybrid Rhino Zord because I think it's kind of interesting. And I'm a huge Dino Thunder fan, so I really don't mind owning this. I think it looks pretty solid. And I think kids will get a kick out of it. Honestly, I wouldn't absolutely recommend it to collectors unless you want to kind of collect everything. But I think it's definitely at least interesting to keep an eye on. Like, I think the thing most interesting to me is seeing the creative differences they do with this, like the T-Rex drill. Like, I feel like there's going to be some people really upset about that, but it's not a huge deal to me. I just find it kind of more entertainingly interesting. Anyway, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell to get notifications for all my videos. Till next time, Dawson Rider, signing out.